All right, it's recording. So thank you guys so much for joining us for our weekly Monday night training call. We're so excited tonight to have Dyllan coming to us from Arizona. He's actually at home. He went home because it's past his work hours. So thank you so much for getting on this call with us from your house and for all of the things we're going to be learning tonight. You guys make sure to take notes. You'll want to get the information back to your teams as well who couldn't make it tonight. So we are so excited to hear what you have to say.
Awesome. Well, thank you everybody for letting me show my baby to you all real quick to, show the cuteness. I had to share it. I don't get to that often with everybody. So I'll just introduce myself. My name is Dyllan Wilde. I have been with Plexus for 5 years now. I've been able to kind of work my way through different departments. Compliance is really where I started, and that gave me a really good understanding and a base of what it takes to be successful within MLM, while really paying close attention to FTC and FDA guidelines. It's all mumble jumble that I'm super happy I'm out of finally. When I was able to get this position as a coach, I really wanted to go full blown into it, just like I know many of you have within your business. So I'm going to be talking a little bit about some of the changes I've made personally that I would make if I was an ambassador also, and I would try to push it into your business a little bit. I do get sidetracked a little bit, so I'll ring it back in every single time, so I apologize. It's one cohesive message across the board, so if you guys have questions too at the end, feel free. I would love to answer any that you have, and of course, after this call, if we're not connected on Facebook, find me, Dyllan Wilde, tall redhead guy. I would love to chat. I would love to hear about your goals that you are setting for yourself, convention contests, rank ups. I would love to hear everything about it and connect with you guys a little bit more. So when me and Angel and Brittany were talking a little bit, when we first started setting up this call, one of the biggest things is we wanted to focus a little bit more on just how simple this business can be, or at least where my mindset was when they asked me to jump on this. Like I said, I've been a coach for about 2.5 years now. And when I first started, I felt like I needed to have the diamond plan ready for every single person that I connected with. And I feel like that's how we all kind of are with a brand new ambassador, right? We get so excited that we push them into 15 different directions, 15 different groups, different trainings, right? And I'm not saying that's not something good to do. I'm saying, is that what that individual is ready for? Right? Because every individual that comes into Plexus and comes into our organization, they have a different time and they have different goals, right? And there's not just one message or one specific training that you can plug every single individual in and make them that diamond status, right? You really need to take it back to the simple data of, and by that, I focus on building up that relationship first. That's where it all starts, as you all know, with your upline ambassador. I'm sure you were either friends with them, or if you met them online, I'm sure they sent you multiple messages asking you specific questions about your life and how maybe they can relate to it, right? Or focusing on your health goals, whatever it is. Focus on building up this relationship. That's one of the biggest things that if you don't do on a month-to-month basis, going in, building up those relationships and expanding out your market, you won't grow, right? And this is where I kind of trace off, but I think a perfect example is kind of this incentive we have going on this month. Enrolling 2 with a $199 welcome pack, and you get double those points, right? What I've personally seen, what I've heard from a lot of my teams is, my team is scrounging for brand new people, Dyllan, right? It's so hard to get 2 brand new ambassadors. Well, why are we focusing on brand new ambassadors? Why are we focusing on brand new potentials? What this has really made me start thinking more and more is we sometimes get so caught up in the word new, right, that we forget what we have already established. All the relationships that we've connected or have created for ourselves for the past 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months back, that really, when this type of incentive pops up, that's where we want to go ahead and plug this information in, right? This is where our focus needs to be, because then we're missing out, just like I know maybe some of you are. And you know what? There's still 2 more days left in this month. I know that doesn't sound like a lot, But if you don't have those enrollments, there's still so much time to go out and get it. But what I'm saying is, if you don't have that consistency within your business and that consistency within your activity on a month-to-month basis, you're always going to be scrounging for brand new people. You're going to be, sometimes having that mental breakdown of, oh my gosh, I don't know what to do right now. I don't know what's going on. I don't know why my points aren't going up. Right. So I want you to focus in on 3 or 4 areas. The only reason why I say 3 or 4 is because sometimes I always add a little extra in there. The very first is expanding your market, right? Building those relationships with brand new potentials. That needs to be part of your daily IPAs, right? You need to go out and you need to get new people to bring in, and again, build up and build belief up within yourself, and then build up belief within the products or the business, right? You have to, it's going to sound bad and I don't mean it, you're going to have to sell yourself, right, to these individuals. You have to get them to trust you. And by doing that, you focus in, we use the form little thing, right? So form is family, occupation, recreation, and meal. I feel like that's a perfect way to guide these questions, right? Of course, family, just like I said, that is one of the biggest drivers every single one of you have, right? Any ambassador, they are very family oriented, and I love that. And this is something we want to try to have that personal connection with these brand new potentials. Because again, everything can relate back, finances and health, to a family. Occupation, right? And I'm kind of throwing this metric out, so don't quote me on this if you are getting back to your team, but I truly believe that probably 95% of the country, they hate their jobs, right? A lot, not me included, because I love my job. I love Plexus. I love working with you all. But I'm sure 95% of the people, they hate clocking in, they hate their bosses, they hate being away from their family, right? And we have the luxury of staying at home, or some of us have the luxury right now. A lot of you will come up, I guarantee it. But we have that opportunity. Stay at home with our family, spend as much time as we possibly can, and be that stay-at-home mom or dad that we want to be, right? So what type of work are they doing? You know, how long have they worked there for? How many hours a week are they working? You can really gauge what they can, kind of what their focus could be jumping into Plexus, gauge off the amount of time that they're spending in that job. Or even ask them down the road, you know what, how would an extra $150 sound outside of that 40-hour paycheck, right? A little makes the biggest difference. And we'll get into that. That's silver as a whole right there. That's where we start, right? Family, occupation, recreation. What do you do outside of that 40-hour work week job? Maybe when you're with the kids, you know, with the family, what do you do? Do you go to gardening shows? I mean, do you go out to fairs, right? What do you actually like to do? Because again, this could be one of the biggest pointers when they get signed up, saying, you know what, you have this awesome, oh my gosh, I can't even think of the word right now. Just this awesome thing that you do every single weekend. Go out there, start talking to individuals that have similar interests to you, right? Get out there, start meeting more people. That's one of the biggest areas that we can start pushing these individuals to. In meal, I'm not talking about what they ate for last night for dinner, but I'm talking about, did they supplement something? Did they take vitamins? And if they do, did they actually know what's going into their body? And the reason why that's the last one, not only is that's the way form was spelled, right? But because we need to build up all that belief, and we need to gain some trust before we go in and ask them about what they're doing on a day-to-day basis, right? Form can really guide those questions to give you, again, the understanding of, where do I need to place these individuals in my organization? How fast do I need to go with them, gauged off of their goals once we're talking about family and their occupation, and again, maybe in their health. And again, it doesn't have to be so crazy it doesn't have to be crazy type of questions either. It's just something that you really just want to make as personal as possible, right? Consistency is key to growth within this business as a whole. So I want you guys to really focus in on going out every single month, actually building those relationships up. Make that a priority, make that number one, because I'm a true believer in the 80-20 rule. The 80-20 rule is 80% of the time that you work your business, that needs to be on you. The 20% goes to the top 20%. That means the people that are producing, the people that want it, the people that are showing interest in what you have to provide, right? Make yourself first. So that's the very first activity you need to do, going out, building up those relationships. Number two, of course, it takes, I would say, 6 to 12 contacts before you can go ahead and get them signed up. But when you do get them signed up, focus on that smart add-on, right? That means welcome packs, the $199 welcome packs now, right? With that subscription set. It's not 100% guarantee that they're going to reorder, but that's one of the closest things. Luckily, we've been able to see them. We pull the metrics of all these awesome welcome packs all the time, and we pull up the retention rate. And actually what we found is most teams right now, they have about, I would say, a 75 to 85% $199 welcome pack rate, which is incredible, but the retention rate is even better. That's between the 80 and 95%. And I mean, that's not for every single team, of course, but that is one of the biggest percentages in retention rates that we've been able to see in a long time, right? That is just another piece of the puzzle. Those $199 welcome packs now, they're not only counting for points today, right? But also they get you set up for success with this brand new potential. Next month, what we can do, because I know price is a very big contributor to people saying no, right? We're going to focus more on the savings and the value rather than the price, okay? And again, I'm going to jump around, but next month is a perfect example. We have these 6 enrollment codes coming. This is that perfect opportunity to go ahead, give this individual, $39.95 off now? We changed it to that. Give them $40 off, right? If I told a brand new person, I'm going to give you $40 off your very first order, most people are going to say yes, right? What we can do with those $199 welcome packs is then once we get them set up that very first month, we're giving them a good amount of products, right? A variety of what we have to offer. Next month, we're going to come in and again, say we're going to give them the discount. Pretty much what that means is we're going to cut the products that they are not fully loving right now, which could be a $20 to $50 decrease off that $199 welcome pack, right? We're going to get them on a great regimen for themselves, and we're going to keep them consistent on the products. The best part about that too is, I don't know about you guys, well actually probably everybody takes every single product every single day, but for me, I mean, I'm not taking BioCleanse every single day. I'm not taking the body cream. I'm not using that every single day, right? I have to use Metaburn now every single day because I got the dad bod coming in like hardcore, and I gained about 15 to 20 pounds staying with that beautiful little baby boy. But what we can do is then we can add these extra products into the routine, into the regimen, right? Slowly get them introduced to taking ProBio 5 every day, right? That's the coolest thing about our products is you don't need to have every product ordered every single month, but you can get them commission qualified every month by taking individual products, right? And hopefully that doesn't sound too stupid, but it's true. These $199 welcome packs, the retention rate with them are just incredible. And I feel like this is one of the biggest tools that you guys have right in front of you right now. Smart add-ons, right? So we're going to go ahead and focus on the relationships. We're going to use form. Once we get to that point after maybe the 12th contact, we're going to go ahead and we're going to make sure that they're signed up in the right position within our business, because at the end of the day, what our main focus should be is not what I'm going to do 1 month, but it's what's going to happen with this individual 2 to 3 to 4 months down the road, right? Retention is everything. Like we said, consistency is everything. So make sure that you are asking them those very important questions, asking them, hey, are you going to be consistent on these products? Are you willing to set that subscription up right now, right? Don't start with the price of the products yet. Just make sure that if if you put them as an ambassador, you see the potential in them to then start building out and focusing on that silver development, which is going to be next. Silver development as a whole, right? Or just development as a whole, but more importantly, if we're talking about new people, silver development. This is one of the most, and I'm going to say simple in the way of like the concept of what silver is. I know going out and getting ambassadors, it's extremely hard. So don't scold me for saying this, but getting a silver develop is extremely easy. Okay. Every individual that we sign up, they can go out and do it because they already have that pre-existing warm market prior to Plexus. Friends, family, coworkers, Susie down in the coffee shop they see every other day, right? These are people that they already have that relationship and that trust built up. And what we need to do is we need to make sure that, one, again, we're guiding them with the right tools. We're putting them into the right bucket. And then once we get them signed up, you give them these awesome send, share, invite videos that we now have, right? 3 to 5 minute videos, unlike sending them like a diamond doc where they're going to sit there for 20 minutes. Not saying there's anything wrong with those awesome videos, but I feel like personally, I would be a little bit intimidated if I was looking at one of the top tier ambassadors within this company. And I'm like, well, I'm sure that took a lot of time. I'm sure that took a lot of work. It did, but it all starts at one little spot, right? So please, I cannot stress enough about silver development. And I mean this in the nicest way, you will not grow if you do not develop. Adding every single month and just staying, leaving them there and hoping that they're going to order next month, that's all fine and dandy. You might see your points jump up every now and then, fluctuate. But if you are not developing these individuals with the tools that we have in your back office, the tools that your awesome upline ambassadors create for you, what are you doing, right? You have everything right in front of you. And again, I know it's not as easy as I make it sound, but you have everything right in front of you. I can't tell you about, the lack of tools that we had when I first started 5 years ago. It was nothing. I was the guy in compliance approving your graphics, right? Funny enough, you can go back and actually find little codes on the side of graphics. And if it has a DW, I'm the one who did that. That's really cool for me, at least to kind of look back on. I played a little part in history within Plexus, but there's no excuse for not having a video or having the information for any question. It's just about guiding them to the right area. And if you yourself don't know where to find that information, don't feel bad. Don't feel intimidated. That's why we have your awesome sponsors in place, right? That's why we have accountability partners. That's why we have coaches here at corporate. So we can all partner together and really have that focus, right? Again, jumping back to the incentives a little bit. The reason why I was stressing so much about really focusing on personal activity every single month, because if you stick to that personal activity, I would say 95% of the incentives we push out, you're going to be able to achieve them. Because look at what we've done, right? And they could always change. The incentives could always change. So I'm not saying they're going to be like this with welcome packs every single time, but what has it been like over the past, I would say 6 to 7 months? Focus on personal enrollments, right? Now with the $199 welcome packs, or focusing on silver development and duplicating that down, right? I think the biggest thing to take away is, why would corporate spend all this money and amazing money that we want to spend on you guys? Believe me. Why would we spend this money if we didn't find value in it? And I think that's the biggest word I want you to focus on, is finding value in what these incentives can do, not only 1 month down the road, but what they can do 4 or 5 months down the road. That is the bigger vision. And I always want you guys to have that in your head when you see this incentive. Like, this one is perfect. This can set people up for success for those awesome gold, senior gold, ruby rank advancements right now. I know a lot of people are like, oh, well, what's going to go on next month? It doesn't matter. We're going to go ahead and focus on building the relationships, focus on the personal activity. And next month, we're still going to be able to maintain it because we have a bucket full of people that we already built up that relationship with. And we're almost to the point where we can go ahead and dip in there, take one out, and get them set up for success, right? Just keep it simple. Don't feel like you need that diamond plan put in place. I was actually talking to one of my sapphires. I won't say her name, but I was talking to one of my sapphires today, and she was telling me about how many groups she puts on every single month, the training that she puts on, these incentives that she does every single week. And I'm like, do you find value in that? What do you actually see come out of those? And she's like, maybe a 20, 50 point gain within 1 month. And next month I am scrounging for points. I'm making sure that I can actually achieve my rank again. And I said, so looking back at it right now, with the amount of money or amount of time that you're spending into all these groups, are you still finding that same value? She says, no. I said, so what do you want to do? We ended up saying that we're going to cut out about 50% of that training. And I'm not, the training that you guys have put in place, by the way, is perfect and on point. I would tell Angel and Brittany, if not, they already know that I'm pretty honest with them about everything. But we ended up just cutting the training down and really just focusing on development and duplication. Again, those are the two things that if you focus on the most, other than, of course, enrolling, you're going to be successful. There's nothing crazy crazy activity that you really need to do within this business. There's nothing that's going to get you to diamond other than enrolling and developing, right? Let me see. Again, I want you to go and explore your back office with the tools you have. Take it from me. I took the entire month of January off from maternity leave. When I got back, we had all these tools that no joke, I spent an entire day at the office looking through, learning it. And now I know every little aspect of it. I know exactly when a brand new ambassador, when I jump on a phone call with like a gold ambassador, and she says that she's having issues with, trying to push out the vision of what the products can do. I know exactly what video to push her into. I know exactly what the send, share, invite method is. I know exactly where to look for any product information. If you do not know your back office, tomorrow, because I don't want you to work too hard tonight, tomorrow I want you to make that top priority. I want you to go. That is it's literally a part of you and a part of your business. If you're not spending time in there going through, looking at your numbers every day or every other day, we need to relook and revisit what you guys are doing with your business right now. You need to know your numbers. You need to track a little bit more. I'm not saying you need to have an entire notebook of every single ambassador, but I am saying you need to, familiarize yourself with what goes on at what point in your time, what goes on within your business at a certain time. I'm trying to think of, I've lost the train of my thought, of course, but just again, keep it as simple as you can. Focus on your basic activity. I promise you that you will see something amazing come out of it. I get a great insight of what's to come over the next few months or the next year, honestly, and we are headed in the perfect direction. We have an amazing C-suite, the executives, Taro and Alec, that absolutely love you all and have your best interests at all time. Some of the changes that we are making to the business as a whole makes it to really rule in your favor at the end of the day, to make sure that you are getting the most bang for your buck. Again, we're trying to break down these trainings a lot more so you don't have to sit there day in, day out, scratching your head saying, what am I going to push out next? Or what do I have to create for my team? If you're thinking that, go back to silver. Really, I will talk about that all day long, and I'll say that word about 50 times until you all are rolling your eyes at me, and that's fine, because you really do not need to have any other focus than that. And to give you an example a little bit of why silver is so important, it's a makeup of every single rank. I love throwing these numbers out because it makes you think a little bit more, right? So 3 ambassadors, of course, equal silver, right? 5 silvers equal gold. 25 silvers equal a ruby. and 75 silvers equal the emerald. And I know when you say 75 and emerald, it's just like, holy crap, I can barely develop 3 right now, Dyllan. That's fine. It shows you where the base of your business needs to be. I could go all day into the napkin math that we already have videos on. It's incredible. Pretty much, I'll just do a quick summary of what that is. Napkin math is the fastest and easiest way to describe a gold rank just by duplicating one simple task of going silver, right? Like I said, 5 silvers equal that gold. One of the coolest tools that you guys have, and I know we're recording, so I mean, you may share this. I'm going to give you a little insight for what next month might come. We may or may not have some awesome MetaBurn trial packs coming. I don't know if we are. I don't know if we aren't. So don't take that with a grain of salt. But with that being said, those are fast-acting products, right? Slim Hunger Control, the Whey, and MetaBurn, I feel like now more than ever, that magic weight loss pill or those magic products, we finally have them, right? Of course, to get full effect of the products, you need to make sure you're working out, you're staying healthy, right? You're eating clean, all that. But I took MetaBurn for the first week I was back, and I was feeling it. I was feeling great. Whey proteins, I'm not too big into the whey proteins, but still, I felt fuller. It's that meal replacement shake that I feel like a lot of people need. In the HC, I will drink 15 of those. Shouldn't, but I do. They're awesome. I love them. They taste great. And of course, the sugar little craving off of it for me personally is perfect. So what I would want to challenge you to, talking about this whole napkin math and silver development, is start getting these groups together for yourself right now. Start investing into your business a little bit more. I'm not saying you need to go out and buy sample packs right now. Again, wink, wink, may or may not next month. But start putting that group together and start getting a list of people that we can really just push them into this. We all can see results quickly. And nowadays in society, people want that instant gratification with money and also the products. This is the perfect way to do it, right? Focus on getting 3 to 5 individuals tapped in to those 7-day trials, right? Once they start seeing results, go ahead and tap into that warm market that we were talking about. They're pre-existing, their mom, their dad, their sister. Have those awesome conversations of, okay, well, you felt some type of way on this product. Do you know anybody else that might have that same feeling? Do you know somebody that drinks 15 cups of coffee a day? Do you know somebody who just loves chocolate cake and she's sitting there all day long just eating away? Who do you know that these products can have effect on? Then we can dip into the whole financial aspect, right? Always be business forward. And the reason why I'm doing that, because we're not saying the compensation plan, we're not saying the 11 ways to earn, but we are talking about sharing just by word of mouth, just by, and again, your initial warm market. That is focusing on the business. That is duplication as a whole. Silver development is a business-focused conversation. But again, make sure you're putting people into the right place, right? So napkin math, let me go ahead and draw it out real quick for you. I love it just because I would actually use this if I was in your shoes all day long. I'm a lot better in person than I am over Facebook Messenger. I can barely spell most of the time. Thank the Lord for autocorrect. But this is really what I want to do is you want to show them within the first 5 to 10 minutes of what they could actually achieve or why we are so interesting, right? So we're going to go ahead and we're going to say, this is you. And if you've seen this before, that's completely fine. This is you, right? So I'm going to say, okay, Angel, do you know 3 to 5 people? We went ahead and we spoke a little bit about some of your goals. We know you got that sugar craving. We're at a coffee shop right now. I know you want another one, right? Do you know 3 or 5 people that might have that same little sweet tooth that you do, right? Or let's go ahead and focus on a financial conversation too. Okay, Angel, I know a little bit more about you now. I know that you work 40 plus hours a week. You're missing your family every single day, right? I I'm sure that you would like at some point in your life to go ahead and get out of that job. Most people are going to shake their head and yes, agree with you, right? Most of the time, people that are working the 40-hour work week paycheck, they're scrounging for money too sometimes. Not 100%, but, it's probably not too easy with big families, just with one of those incomes. So I'm going to say, you know what, if I could show you how to make $150+ just within the first 30 days to go on top of that 40-hour work week paycheck, would you be interested? Awesome. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to focus on you real fast. We spoke a little bit about your friends, your families. We know a little bit more about each other. We're going to go ahead and say that you are able to get Susie, Paul, and Johnny signed up with you today on these products. Okay. So this is what it's going to look like. And what is that as a whole? That's silver, right? Super easy. Now go on and do it, right? No. We're going to go ahead to these individuals and we're going to duplicate that same process. We're going to say, okay, so now I really need you to go out and duplicate the same process. Okay. Now, again, you have to spend time with these individuals and actually mess it up a little bit. We're going to focus on 5 rather than 3 because 5 silvers equal that. We're going to go ahead and have these individuals duplicate the same exact process out, right? 3 to 5 individuals, building up the relationship, expanding your market out a little bit more every single day. And at the end of the day, let me go ahead and get this put together. We're going to go ahead and have a gold organization. And again, I know I kind of cut corners on this. We're really trying to focus more and more on that form analogy of building up the relationship first, right? Using those key questions to really understand what this individual needs, the business or the financial aspect of it, to get something amazing. Just bear with me, I have horrible handwriting and it's gonna look like chicken scratch. So again, this is a little jacked up, not this one over here, but we're trying to show these individuals of what you can actually achieve. That I can go ahead and I can break down a $10,273 a year type of business, just focusing on their initial warm market, focusing on their best friends, their family, their coworkers, and having them duplicate that same process. Every brand new person that you bring into this business, I want you to consider that brand new person a brand new warm market for yourself that you can tap into. If they're not interested in the products, they have 5 more people that are, right? So I know at the very end right there, I got a little off topic and a little strayed a little bit away. I know Brittany's probably laughing at me right now, and that's cool. I love this company. I love the information. Hopefully I expressed how simple this really can be if we just focus in a few key areas within your business. So, I mean, Angel, Brittany, anything else that you really want me to touch on? I know I was kind of everywhere, but anything I can do? Anything else?
So you always say that you venture off, and you do, but you always like fold it back up together, right?
Awesome.
Guys? Like every time.
Hopefully I do.
You really, really do. I wanted to say thank you so much for taking the time to come on the call with us. If anyone, we have like 2 minutes left, but if anybody had any questions, we don't have a lot of people asking questions recently, but if you guys have questions, you can put them in the chat or obviously get with Brittany or I or Ashley or Andrea, whoever's team you're on or feel comfortable going to, and we can get them to Dyllan. Simple. I love that you said that because I do feel like even 5 years in or however, I think Brittany, are you 4 years in or 5?
It'll be 5 in May.
Okay. We still try to overcomplicate when really we just need to keep going silver and telling them how to go silver. Like that's it. And corporate is telling us that that's what we need to do clearly with all these incentives. So, no questions yet, but if we have any, we'll get back with you. Thank you for sharing the baby. Thank you for being awesome for us. And we love you so much.
Thank you. Thank you very much, everybody. Well, have a great night.
All right.